Throwing things out.
Yeah. What's up, people? I'm in the fire deal, get it out of my sight mode. That's a good place. You want to hang around that place when I'm in those modes because you can get some good free stuff. So.
Half my house is outfitted with fire deals.
with those get it out of my sight days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's up, people? Another week. Oh, we didn't do it last week.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to do it. I was in the middle of the audio, making audio videos. I finished the audio series, for which you guys won't see for a while because we're building out all the packages. Yeah, it's been a lot of work. Mike and I got the lighting done next door. I just made a video for Reserve Your Spot, which is a cool little inside access update tour of what I'm planning here and how we're setting things up. I wish I would have made it now because we just transformed the other side of the building in like an hour and a half, getting it organized and cleaned up. So anyway, yeah, that's what's going on. It's been a good week. I've been 5 a.m. getting jacked.
How many days did you go this week?
Every.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Today I went 5 a.m., but I went home this time. I'm like, I need to go sleep like another hour or something. Then I slept for maybe 10 minutes, and I came over here. But what I've been doing is 5 a.m. CrossFit, coming here right away, getting everything prepped for whatever videos I want to make for the day, taking care of any messages or emails or cockamamie schemes I've come up with, get that all dialed in. I was supposed to be working on my house all week, but I'm procrastinating on that. And then just changing the world. So coming in every day. And then I've been doing, like, normally I'd blow out of here 4 or 5 o'clock. Well, I've been leaving 6, 7 o'clock, and I've been here since 6. So it's been a really productive week. I feel like a zombie, but I'm down 8.8 pounds.
Oh, nice.
Doing carnivore. I think this one's going to stick. I'm going to get jacked.
It's carnivore, mostly meat?
All meat.
All meat. Oh.
I'm doing it carnivore, but I'm doing it with meat. Seasonings, so like, I don't know, like Lowry's or obviously salt and pepper. I'm doing cheese, and that's it.
Meat and cheese.
Yeah,
I could get down with that.
It's good. It's not bad.
Let's see. We got a question here from James in the chat. We'll get started. Hey, Matt. Quick question before the stream gets started. Sorry, too late, James. Looking to build a garage/shop. I'm limited on space width-wise, so I'm doing 18 by 35 with 10-foot walls. Do I do wood or steel construction?
I mean, a lot of it depends on where he's at. The advantage of wood is that it's, you can do a much higher R-value insulation, so you can get more insulation, especially if you build like 2x6 or 2x8. You can get a lot of insulation in the walls, and then make it really efficient. So then, if you're going to build a garage, you probably want to put a mini split in there, and so you could do like a 24,000 BTU mini split, or probably even 18,000 in that unit for $3,000 or $4,000. And then if you insulate it really well, I mean that AC unit is going to be super efficient. Maybe add $10 a month to your electric bill, $20 a month to your electric bill would be really, really nice to have. So I'd be inclined to say wood just because of that. You can certainly insulate metal as well, but you just don't have the cavities to deal with. So you could insulate metal. You could do Icynene or a spray foam, close cell spray foam on it, but it also won't look as finished. So I'd be inclined to build wood, finish the exterior and whatever the exterior of your property is, your house is, and then I would do drywall, just do drywall, and look for what we did in HQ here. We did Den's Deck, which is a Georgia Pacific product that's an outdoor, like, heavier duty, moisture resistant drywall. It's pretty awesome. It didn't cost any more than regular drywall.
We got a question from Lawrence Chung. He says, I think Matt has mentioned previously using a device to save his car's memory as to not lose radio presets when changing batteries. If so, what was the name of the device? Thanks in advance.
Yeah, that wasn't me. It must have been somebody else. Yeah, I don't know. Familiar. I'd like to know.
What's that thing you have that keeps the in the Porsche that keeps the settings the same? Maybe.
Yeah, no, that's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't connect anything if your battery's coming out. So yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
Dan Pfeiffer, our buddy in Minnesota, is checking in. He says it's a brisk -20 there today. Whew.
We're sweating our balls off in shorts and T-shirts here.
It's about 70 right here now in Florida.
Is it only 70? It feels like it's 85.
Let's see. First from Puerto Rico. That's the screen name, and he says he's watching from Laurel, Mississippi. Two very different places there. Let's see. LYD 8s are being delivered, or they got delivered yesterday, getting them set up today.
Sick.
He also has, or she has, a Land Rover with water spots on the glass. Mm-hmm. Do you have any products or techniques to remove them so I don't have to sell the truck?
Yeah, I mean, glass it should be pretty easy to get off. Get, worst case scenario, you can get some Carpro Siri glass and a polisher. You can try vinegar as well, but I find that usually doesn't work. White distilled vinegar. Someone shared with me on the podcast some time ago about doing that. I know a lot of people try that. But, I'd be inclined to polish the crap out of it. You get a rayon pad. So go to carpro-us.com and get, I need to get this in the store. I need to get Siri glass and rayon pads. Because I use them all the darn time. I'm always telling people to do them. Why the heck don't I have them? I need to get those for our glass care package and coating package, but that's what you want. That'll definitely take it off. If you don't have that, if you don't have a polish, you can do it by hand. You could use a compound like Sonax Cut Max, Jessica Correction Compound, Meguiar's M105, 100, 101, any kind of polish on a microfiber towel. It's gonna be harder work, but you ought to be able to polish it off that way too. Pedro
says he received his OG hose yesterday. What size excuse me, is the hex on the non-swiveling end of the hose? I know the swiveling end is 15/16. The Mosmatic 3/8 female QDs are also 15/16. Thanks, Matt.
I want to say it was using a 22 millimeter, but I'm not sure. My dad would be the one to ask. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. We got a question here from Risky65 with regard to some chrome. Just got some chrome fenders for my rig. Would Jessicar Powerlock and Colonite be a good way to protect the chrome?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know much about chrome. I don't really know how to take care of it. If you think about it, what is it? So you dip a metal, you statically charge a metal, and you dip it into I guess it's chromoly, right? It's like it's a element that's melted liquid, and then then because it's electrically charged, then it sticks to the metal, and then it dries flat, I guess, or not dries, but cools flat. I don't know much about how to care for that, though. I would think you could treat it like a painted surface from a protection perspective. I just don't know. I don't know if it's porous. I don't know if it's not porous. I really don't know much about chrome, but it certainly won't hurt it. I just don't know how well it will bond to that. There's only one way to find out is to give it a shot. It's not going to cause any problems. I would highly doubt. And then just see if it holds up. If in 2 weeks you're not getting any water beading on there, then you'll know, oh shoot, this didn't bond for squat. And find something different.
Let's see. Our buddy Jeff Johnson out in Oregon says, "Welcome back, gentlemen. Hope the holidays were good for you and your families. May 2022 be legit for you all." You'll be happy to know we're both wearing Nikes today, Jeff.
Well, it's been good for Nike from the Mormon household. I think I bought like at least 12, maybe 15 pairs of shoes between the four of us.
Good keeping them in business.
All Nikes, every single one of them. Ryan got Jordan 11s, the one they just launched. He got another set of Jordans. He got PG 5s. I bought some, what did I buy? I bought PG 5s as well, Nike by You. I got Metcon 7s. I bought the Gore-Tex Trail, Pegasus Trail. I bought 2 sets of Pegasus Bayou with Flywire. I bought let's see, what else did I get? Kate got a set of Freaks of Giannis Freak 3s or something like that. I'm sure Michelle got some shoes as well. Yeah.
I was just about to ask, how many pairs does Michelle have? Do you have more than her?
Oh yeah,
way more.
Well, no. She has more like sandals and all this crap she's had forever. I throw away. If I didn't throw away as much or give away as much as I do, then yeah, I would have a lot more.
All right, Brad says here in the chat, been really enjoying the content with Mike F. He seems like the addition that OG always needed. Thanks, Brad.
Yeah, having him here, this is always part of my plan, was it would add some validity to my nonsense, right? So I can dream stuff up and I can think it, but I necessarily can't do it quite well. And so the two of us together create one really solid human. So Yeah, so it's been great.
We have a suggestion here. I had to go look this up from, who's that? Chad. No, sorry, Chad. MDP says you need to punch your shaker bottles and get OG ice shaker bottles, which I didn't know what that is, but they're stainless steel. Ooh, it's got your name all over it. There.
Interesting.
Yeah, I might have to check that out. $35.99.
I wonder if we can buy them and brand them.
Little gizmo where you can shake it. I'll go get one. We'll report back. I like my shaker bottles. Let's see. Neil White says, Sunjo pressure washer fire sale deal looked like Ace Ventura got a hold of the package.
It's just really heavy, and that thing, UPS, I'm sure, rolled it around.
Yeah.
Somebody buy that thing from me, please. Get it out of my sight. And then we have a whole batch of Sunjo fire deals to come in. You need to make me do that video sometime in the next 2 weeks. We need to get those out of the, it should be on your agenda. Get it out of the entryway. That's your entryway. You're the only one who goes in there all the time. And there's 18 Sunjos.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, 16 or something like that. It's insane. And, we'll mow through them on the video. I just need to get the data and make the video and rant and complain and cry about it. And people get so mad because they own the Sunjo and it's worked for them for 4.5 years. And it's been great. And I don't know what you're talking about. You have such a terrible attitude. Well, I'm dealing with junk. I don't do junk. So if you're going to make me do junk, then I'm not going to be happy about it. So, suck it, Sunjo losers.
Yeah, so all that to say, Sunjo fire sales, more of that coming soon. Because we got 13 or 15 to get through.
Yep.
Matt Kirsch says, hey, Matt and Chris, very excited to hear about the Cree lights. What is the ballpark cost on Cree lights for a standard two-car garage? Will the current fixtures on the store still be available as an alternative?
Yes, we'll still keep the OG lights, the regular high bay lights with the bulbs. The 4 foot, so you'll be doing 4 foot, either 4,000 or 6,000 lumen fixtures in most cases, or 8 foot, 8,000 or 12,000, just depending on the size of the area. So I think most people probably buy the 4 footers. Maybe I'm wrong, but the 4 footers would be cheaper to ship too for people. So let's say you had a normal 2-car garage. Is that what you said? A normal 2-car area?
Standard 2-car garage.
So I would think you would want, I think in a perfect world, I would probably want 6 8-footers in there. 3 rows of 2. So 2 and then 2 behind that and 2 behind that. And I would want them on 2 switches. And the nice thing about it is if you don't have multiple zones, the Picos and the Lutron stuff is going to satisfy that. Because the one above your doors, you're going to have off some of the time. So 1, 2, 3. So they're like $250 a piece.
Okay.
Right? So they're not that much more. I mean, the OG lights are like, those are 8-footers. 4 footers are like $160 or $80 or something like that. I don't know what the pricing is yet. I've actually called and left the guy a message and yelling at him because they keep jerking me around with pricing. So let's just say you did 6 8-footers. So then you're at what did I say?
$1,500. $250 a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's $1,500.
And then you'd need 2. Let's see, you need an FCJS and an RMJS. You need 1 RMJS and 1. So you need 2 PAL packs. One's like $50 and the other's like $100. So there's another. Let's say one's $150 and one's $75 or something like that. So another $225. Then you'll need 2 Picos. Those are the wall controls, and those are like $50 a piece. And there's another $100, something like that. So what am I at? $3,000?
$1,825.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So less than $2,000, and you've got like transcendent light with amazing control, dimmable, 93 CRI, 5K, just perfection. And then you would want to do the max light, or the OG under cabinet lighting as well under your cabinets, same 5K. So you probably spend another $500-600 there, depending on how big your cabinets are. So for again less than $3,000, you can have like the best light there is. It's freaking awesome. So yeah, if you want it now, you don't want to wait. Just email design@obsessedgarage.com. We'll design it for you and order it. And you're gonna wait months. Yeah, it's definitely the option. LS fixtures is the way to go. So we're going to carry LS fixtures, ZR troffers, CR troffers, KR recessed lighting. We're going to also carry. What am I missing here? Stylus linear, the linear fixtures that are like $800 or $900 a piece, something like that. If people want to do like rectangles and things like that. No frickin' hex lights.
No hexes?
No. Definitely not.
Let's see. We have a question, or actually a comment here from Skull. He says, "Don't forget to send Cheryl some cookies." I'm looking up right now while Matt's going on his next rant. I'm gonna look up and see if if Cheryl and her husband have fulfilled their gift card yet. Frike says, "Hey Matt and Chris, I've heard Matt. I'm looking to buy a 75-inch TV, mostly for movies and series.
Yep.
What should I be looking for to make sure it is a good fit? Also, any low-profile wall mounts that you recommend?"
Yeah, I always do the Sanus. I think it's FF1 or something, or something like that. It's the Sanus Ultra Low Profile one. It's kind of cheap and kind of janky, but it works. But you probably won't even need to do that because the TV you want to buy is the 77-inch G1 Evo, the LG Evo. I just bought one. I bought a 55. I think it's probably like $3,500 or $5,000 or something like that now, and it comes with the wall bracket that you need. If you can't swing that, then you're going to get the C series. Now, all the new C2s, C2 and G2s are coming out here shortly. I don't know what the differences are going to be, but the G1 Evo, if you can swing it, and if if you catch it right, the G1 Evo is probably going to be $3,500 here, or $2,500 for a 77. You don't want OLED, or you don't want LED. You want OLED. You don't want some nonsense or mini LED, mini LCD. It's all LCD crap. You want OLED, which is different. So you want the G1 Evo if you can do it. If not, get the C1 LG. Sony's fine, but the operating system blows. I freaking hate the Google operating system. It's terrible.
Let's see. Here's Jack Zurcher says, picked up EMIT 20s, a power node, and a sub 3 from the audio sale.
Nice.
I can safely say I have in fact been living under a rock. You've changed my life.
Thank you, sir. I'm having so much fun. Yep. Yeah, and then your next step in the future would be to get put sub 3 somewhere and get a sub 18s or sub 6, I should say, which is the same as sub 18s, and that'll take you to the next level. But the sub 3 is okay. It's just the sub 18s is like transcendent. It's freaking awesome.
Christian J says, "Hey Matt and Chris, my M3 CS has stainless steel tips and they need some care.
Mm-hmm.
What do you recommend to polish them?"
If they're not super dirty and super jacked, you can use some P21S polishing soap, and then I use that periodically to maintain them, and then get a tube from our store. I've tried to sell P21S. Those freaking idiots won't sell it to me. You're like, you can buy it from distribution. I guess distribution's AutoGeek. I'm not freaking buying it from AutoGeek for like 25% margin. Because when I put it in the store and I start talking about it, and I've been talking about it forever, then AutoGeek and all the other goofballs get to sell 10 times more than they're selling now, which is zero. And so I said, screw you, I'm not doing that. So you want to buy it, you can probably buy it from AutoGeek or Amazon or something like that. But P21S polishing soap, and then get a tube of Dr. Beasley's metal coat from the OG store. That's what you want to do. And then if you need to like really polish it, you just get yourself some Mother's metal polish, and you just get the old terry cloth and just buff it out.
Jeffrey Roberts says, "Hey Matt, I'm looking to buy the Active VE56 from you. Have the surging issues been resolved on the VE56? I'll be using a 50-foot Cobra Jet hose." Yeah,
we should be good. They've changed the internal circuitry, and then the batches that have come in have, they've been testing and working with the aftermarket solutions that we have. I think we've sent a lot of our parts and pieces up to them to test, so we should be good.
Felix Ortiz says, "Hey Matt and Chris, just wanted to share how awesome your support crew is. I found you guys when the pandemic began. I purchased about $7,000 worth of products so far and had a couple of hiccups that your crew fixed ASAP."
Sweet.
There you go. Awesome to hear. Let's see. Somebody asked for an update on the Ego. Early February, the Stubbies is now the date we've been given.
Are they on the water? Do we know?
I do not know.
Yeah.
But early February.
But this is what I've been telling everybody since the freaking beginning. That just be prepared. This is how it's going to go. We're going to tell you this month, and then next month's going to come, and then they're going to tell you next month. This is the world we live in, and I'll keep you up. I'll let you know what I know when I know it.
And the first batch is 1,000, and we've now officially sold 1,008. So if you order one now, it'll be on the second batch, and we're not sure when that second batch is going to be here, but that's the update there. Let's see. Oh, and Cheryl and her husband, I guess, have not yet used their gift card. It still has its entire $100 balance. So maybe Bob will get on that soon. Matt in the chat says, in regards to the giveaway, what if the house is a rental with a garage? Would you still do the install? Would you do a garden hose connection in the piping for those who don't have a garage spigot?
No. I'll do a rental. I mean, we're cutting holes in the wall, and then you're gonna have to uncut the holes in the wall when you leave, if you want to take it with you. So that'll be the stipulation. I'm not doing this. I'm not flying to some place unless I can do it the way I want to frickin' do it. So that's what we wrote in the rules, that I'm gonna call. You don't pick up the phone. Sorry. Next. I call. You don't pick up the phone. Next. I call. And you pick up the phone, you don't have a garage, next. No consolation, no gift cards, you missed out. Sorry. Some people are posting in Facebook, you're like, well, that's not a nice way to do a giveaway. How about it's my giveaway? I do it the way I freaking want to do it, which is the right way to do it, which everybody wants to see and install. Right?
It's true. It's no fun not watching videos.
Yeah. So that's the new way of doing the giveaway. That way I don't end up in a situation where I can't do what I want to do, which is to install the darn thing.
You got Lewis, our own Lewis here, very excited with all your sneaker talk. He said the OG Kicks tab is being added to the website as we speak. Let's see. Xanatonin says, hey, Matt and Chris, the P&S interior cleaner says to basically rinse the panels with a wet fiber after wiping them. Do you guys do that? Should we be worried about residue left over?
No, I don't care what they say. I'm not doing that. Yeah, no, I don't do that. I just wipe it off.
Steve Place says he's finally catching the live stream for the first time. Welcome, Steve. Glad you're here. Alligator Window Tent, our buddy Martin, says you should put your colorway choices up for an OG spec Pegasus. That black and blue and gum bottom ones look sick. Gum bottom ones.
Yeah, well, it's yellow.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Put it up somewhere. I did another one, which is like a teal color, pretty sweet. And then my PG5s that I ordered do have the gum rubber sole, and they're green. I like green. We're going to change all our Obsessed Garage colors to green.
Go keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Let's see. Andrew wants to know, will an Audi RS2 or B5 S4 OG spec vehicle be added to the garage one day?
Definitely not. I don't like understeer.
All right, Stephen Ball says, hey, Matt, I'm looking to purchase a new speaker setup for my desk.
Yeah.
I'm looking for some Dyne Audio speakers and want to pair them with a Node/Power Node. Which speakers would you suggest?
So just the desk, not the computer. If you're doing just the desk and not the computer, then you can do whatever. But yeah, Power Node and Emit 10s, 20s, or Evoke 10s, 20s. I would rather have, if it's a desk setup, that's where the Sub 3 comes in. Right, so if you're doing a Power Node, a pair of Emit 10s, so I'd rather have 10s in a sub than 20s and no sub. I'd rather have 20s in a sub in a perfect world. But at a desk setup, that's where the Sub 3 really shines. So Sub 3 and Emit 10s, the Power Node should freaking change your life. It's so good. Now, if it's your desk, like your computer, now you want to do something different. You want to do LYD 5s. A Sub 9S, which is the Pro equivalent. It's the XLR Pro equivalent of the Sub 3. And it's what I have right here. And a pair of isoacoustics, the small stands. You need TRS to XLR cables, and then LYD 5s. Oh, and then you need a Universal Audio Solo. It's the magical combination. It's freaking amazing. So I did my third one at my desk in my house. I'm doing that this weekend. It's fantastic. Absolutely fan-freaking-tastic.
Adam wants to know, do you think Dupre's steamer is superior to the Amos steamer, and are you planning to carry Dupre anytime soon?
The what steamer? What's the other one?
AMMOS? Amos?
I don't know. I've never seen that one. I would assume so. I think Dupre is pretty much the standard. I'd find it hard to believe there's one better than the one that I have, but Yeah, I think.
Ammo US. Not Ammo.
No.
He's got his own
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt it.
$14.99 for that one. The Dupre pops up when you Google ammos. That's funny. So there you go, Adam.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never. I'm assuming his is some version of it's going to be made by somebody. But I find it hard to believe that anything's better than the Dupre. It's freaking awesome.
Jack wants to know, hey Matt, you mentioned working on the new house you're designing. Thoughts and considerations on acoustic damping for your office/couch room? Spray foam, Rockwool, Zip R?
Well, that room is going to be ICF, so the walls are going to be 6-inch thick concrete with foam exterior core, and then drywall will go on top of that. So that will be, I forget what the STE rating is, but it's significant. And so that room, even though it's a room inside of the house, there's 2 exterior walls, so the 2 interior walls will also be ICF as well. So I'm basically taking the structure of the house and basically building a bomb shelter inside of that. I'm going to do as tall a ceilings as I possibly can do for bass response. And so I will only have to do then room treatment inside, like soffits. And I thought about calling the one guy who did my friend Hughes, crazy 2-channel setup. We looked him up for acoustic something or other on YouTube. But I think I'll probably just do some good-looking GIK stuff in there. And I'm not looking for perfection, just looking for fun. And so I plan on doing a Dynaudio Confidence 60s and crazy tube / Class AB amplifiers, and it's going to have a lot of fun in there. It's going to be great.
Cole wants to know if you're going to supercharge the M3 this time around.
I don't think so, but you never know. I'm not planning on it.
Frank asks, which ceramic coating would you recommend for a boat with a gel coat?
I don't know much about the stuff, but I know G-Technic has a marine line. Geon has a marine line. I'd be inclined to give the G-Tech stuff a shot, but they have a marine line of the marine coating that I would choose.
Evan says that he makes music as a hobby, mainly instrumentals. He's looking to get new studio monitors soon. What would you suggest?
I mean, there's a whole world out there. I'm so partial to the Dynaudio stuff. I think you're getting a equivalent to some much, much more expensive ones. But if you're really critically listening, I love the cores. Core 7s, Core 47s, Core 59s would be amazing if you can swing that. If you can't, the LYDs are great as well. There are all kinds of other brands of studio monitors. I've never really gotten into. The only reason I got into the Dynaudio studio monitors is because they're Dynaudio, and so it's one of the speakers I bought for my garage here. When we first moved in here, were LYD 48s. So LYD 48, Core 47s, or if you can swing it, Core 59s are $6,000 a pair, and then if you can eventually add a subwoofer. So a sub 18S and a pair of LYD 8s or LYD 48s would be insane.
Supercars of Calgary says, is there any part of you that likes the .1 RS more than the .2? For some reason, It's a cleaner look and slightly better sounding car, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. The PDKS is better in the .2. The engine is better. It's a RSR inspired bespoke engine instead of just a parts bin engine. So there's finger follower wear on the .1 engines, which Porsche has clearly stood by. But the engine is much better. The shifting is quicker. But yeah, I think that the transition to how they set up the sway bars and springs in the .2, I actually preferred the feel as a novice driver in the .1. I felt like it was a more balanced, more settled, easier to drive car. I'm sure, based on the numbers, that the .2 is much, much faster, but not in my hands. But yeah, the lines look better on the .1. I bought the .2 for the tech and the suspension. It updates the whole interior is updated and everything, and so it's it is a better car, but I do like the .1 a lot.
Super chat here from Destin Roger, $4.99 US. 2 questions. Have you thought about chasing / providing car audio?
No, car audio is a big thing that you need to install it. Whereas the home stuff, you can open it up and hook it up yourself. I can teach you how to do that. So car audio is so specific to you really need the install aspect of it. So I don't think that's something you can kind of. I've done it myself one time and it wasn't a good time, and so I don't want to go there.
And then he also wants to know what's your opinion or experience on the new ES line of car speakers from Sony.
I've never liked anything that Sony's make from a speaker perspective. You know, their head units and stuff have always been great. Some of their processing in the past, but I've yet to ever hear a Sony speaker that I liked. So I would wager it's probably not great.
Xantonin says, I'm looking to do recessed lighting and my garage attic is open above, which I plan to insulate.
Yep.
But the KR6 says to not install insulation around it. Will there be a solution for that?
Yeah, if we want to do recess, there's two things we could do. One, we could do DMF, which I'm now a dealer for. So D as in dog, M, F lighting. We could do recess fixtures. Or what we could do, if you have the room, and you have room between the joists, we would do you do a drywall bracket, and we do CR troffers from so that's a troffer style. Do 1x4s. Those are color shifting as well. If we do the smart cast system, which is a remote control or a touch panel, which is kind of pricey, but we could do that. But CR troffers is what I would do in a recessed application. I think I'm probably going to do CR troffers in my garage in my house when I build it.
Scott Taylor says, I'm looking at buying my first proper wrench set. Do you have any brands or specific sets that you recommend? Thanks.
If I was buying and not buying, the Sonic inlay stuff. I'm such a huge fan, but if you'd have to have Sonic cabinets and all that stuff to really make it beneficial. Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience. I mean, obviously Snap-on would be fine. You can find a Snap-on truck, flag them down and buy it, or buy from snap-on.com. That would be the most people's preference. Mac Tools. I've only ever used Craftsman, Sonic, and Milwaukee. Those are the only three that I've ever used. And I liked probably the Milwaukee ones. Don't sleep on those. I mean, they're all new, brand new. So they've added some tech that other companies don't have. They're less expensive than most. They're pretty legit. In fact, in many ways more legit than the darn Sonic ones, but they don't fit in my foam inlays. So, like that little bite thing, that Max Bite thing they have works pretty darn well. So they're all up and curated for all our assembly. We're using all Milwaukee tools.
All right, let's see here. Ian says, going back to that 991.1, do you ever miss your blue 991 GT3? I love that car.
Yeah, I don't know that I miss it, but it was great. I love that thing. It was good.
Steve, who made it to the podcast today for the first time, says, shout out to Ed and Kyle for all the garage help with my Sonic build. Excellent. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, the design guys are fully functioning now. Sean's here. They're a fully functioning team ready to slay. It's awesome.
Let's see. Dr. Phil, always good to have him in the chat. He says he just went out and purchased a house just so he can qualify if he does win the garage giveaway.
Nice.
There you go. That's good. Jonathan says, hey, Matt, I'm looking for a pressure washer that's not going to break the bank. I'm looking for the Karcher 1700 or the Active.
Yep.
Just looking to do occasional details. Which of those would you choose?
Yeah, I mean, if you can swing the extra $75-$80 in the Active is the way to go. You're getting Krenslow-like and AR-like performance, but for a fraction of the cost. It's just a cheaper unit. So if you can swing the extra money, Active. The Karcher's probably the Karcher's been around longer, so you might have to fiddle with the Active a little bit more. But the Active is my choice out of those two.
Ooh, this is good news for you. Nike Jeff says, thanks for your patronage. You've been entered into a giveaway from him for a pizza lunch next time you're in Oregon. There you go. $900 worth of shoes. You get some pizza lunch. I like it. Mike Spina says, hey, Maddie and Chris, really enjoyed the Mike series of him installing the lift. Him giving all of his tips and us getting to see his visits to Home Depot were amazing.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that series, too. I think it's one of the best we've ever done. Just fun to watch, and we'll be doing a lot more of that stuff. We have a lighting video coming up here soon, so lots and lots of stuff.
All right, Will Layton says, hope all is well, guys. I'm a big fan of your channel. Got a lot of catching up to do on your videos. He has a 718 GT4, but with comfy seats. Looking at aftermarket seats for the track. Do you have any suggestions for the you say 718 or 718? How do you say that? GT4.
Yeah, it's 718.
718.
Yeah,
okay.
Whatever. Yeah. again, that's another thing I don't have a lot of experience with. Their seats.
Whatever Jeff has are very uncomfortable, so those are probably good for the track.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, there's Corbeau, there's obviously Recaro. I mean, I'd be inclined to search for something Recaro. It's so hard because, it depends on your size too. Like my size or your size, like you can't just buy whatever seat you want. You can't fit. And most seats are designed for someone, 5'7" to 5'10", and slim, 135 to 165 pounds, and that ain't me. I'm not fitting in that. So I still think the best seats would be to do the sport buckets from Porsche, and then you do harnesses with those. I mean, they're harness ready.
Mike Wolverton says, are you planning to carry an OG quality battery tender on the site? I bought a C-Tech yesterday and checked OG first, but was surprised to see no tenders were available.
Yeah, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. Someday, maybe. That's a good idea. Noco or C-Tech would be the two main brands.
Southern Motoring Solutions says, do you have any advice as to the best line converter style device to add a small sub while maintaining the OEM infotainment system in my 21 Ram 3500?
Again, I don't really know that stuff very well. I usually always end up going with whatever my stereo guy recommends. I think, what's the company that does all that stuff? I don't remember. There's like a company that specializes in all that.
Sylvain R. says, I have an E46 M3. Wanted to know if you'd keep the OEM radio in it or upgrade to a more modern unit. If so, which one would you recommend? Thanks for all the great content.
Yeah, I think that car's modern enough that I didn't want to do that in the E36. That's why I did the Porsche design version. But the E46, I think you can pull it off, but you have to do something kind of custom, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure somebody makes something for it. But I'd be inclined to swap it and do something better. But then again, with modern, if you're willing to go a little further, scrap the head unit, leave the stock head unit, and then do some separate DSP. That's what most places would do now, is that you would still use that unit, do some sort of Bluetooth add-on, and then just do like Moscone processing or something like a DSP.
Jake Aval says audio control is the company. You were just...
No, that's who I'm thinking of. There's another one that does all of that low-level and high-level conversion stuff. I just can't remember the name. I mean, audio control probably does some of it, but there's another one that is like the standard. And I don't think it's Metra. It's something that kind of we always piggybacked onto Metra that specialized in that stuff.
Brian says, hey, Matt, just ordered a Detail Factory synthetic detail brush from the site. It will arrive on Monday. Don't typically see you using a brush when you wash your cars. Any reason why not?
Yeah, that's the guys talked me into that. Said everybody wants a brush. I don't find it necessary, but yeah, I use the brush on the tires.
See, I think they use it interior too, right? You don't really do a lot of that.
Yeah, I'm just wipe off the interior. I don't know what they use it for, but they talked me into it. They're the best brushes to get, I think, so it makes sense. A lot of people like them.
Super chat from my WRX channel, $10 US. Matt mentioned an OG private track day. What cars will he be taking, and will any of the OG staff be taking their cars?
Yeah, so what I'm closing the business down on February or January 26th. We're closing the place, and everybody who wants to come can come. If anybody crashes, they're on their own. But I'm just renting out the firm, which is a small local track up here. It's about 60 miles from here. And I'm taking my RS, my GT4, and my, the giveaway M3. The giveaway M3 just so we can get some rolling shots and some footage of it. But that's what we're taking up. And I just want to go and cruise around and have fun for the day.
So, yes, my WRX. And some of the OG staff will be taking their cars as well. They get to have some fun. Kevin on Facebook, Kevin Palouche, wants to know, but what are your best soundbar recommendations?
I haven't chased this either. The one I usually recommend to friends, because they're usually looking for something expensive, is the Klipsch one. They have two of them. It's like the 500 and 800 or something like that, which does okay. I have one of them. In fact, I'll be selling that probably pretty soon. So,
fire sale.
Yeah.
All right, here's the question I thought you would enjoy from Champagne Joni on Instagram. Does Matt keep his iPhone boxes?
I used to, but not anymore because when you trade them in, they don't even want the box. But yeah, forever. It's like one of the few boxes I kept. And now I just toss them immediately.
Aharv30 on Instagram wants to know, is there any update on the lot for your new house?
It's done, closed. I have the warranty deed for it, so we're good to go.
All right. David on Facebook, David Bram says, tell us the difference again between the new OG hose and the Cobra Jet that everyone used to love.
Yeah, I mean, the Cobra Jet's still great. It's not like it's all of a sudden crap. The Cobra Jet has the jacket on it has what I would guess would be more poly. So, Cobra Jet is assembled by a company here in the U.S., and then MTM buys it from that company, and then they send it to me. And so MTM is making the transition to becoming, making their own hoses. But I was forced to chase this, and try to figure out how to make hoses because, they couldn't get them. And so that hose, that the jacket or the hose is sourced from somewhere in China from one of their suppliers, which is fine. It's a great hose. It's always been a great hose. And so I'd always thought we can do better someday, but it wasn't really on the docket until the supply chain issue really escalated me. We bought a crimper. Mike Figueres started doing some digging to see if we can find something that's off the beaten path that people don't know about in the industrial world. And we found something great from a company in Texas that manufactures right over the border in Mexico. And so we were able to procure, 200,000 feet of hose. And so I'd assumed that, I didn't even get that to supplant or have it be better than the Cobra Jet. I'd assumed it wouldn't be as good. And so we started making them. I liked the samples that I got. Then we started making them. And then what really hit home for me was when I used it. I would say it's like 10% more pliable, and the fittings we have on them now are really good, and our crimp is really good, and our bend restrictor is okay. I think it can get better, will get better, and then there are some other hoses that I found that are going to be transcendent. They're going to be better. So. My choice is the OG hose now, but it's very, very close. If you don't want to be a guinea pig, then you don't buy the OG version. If you want to buy the tried and true, you get the Cobra Jet.
Super chat here from Sweet Jazz 2007, $5 US. I have tried Tough Shine Tire Cleaner, Mineral Spirits, and Brake Buster. How do you get tire dressing to stay on PS4S tires?
I think it's in the prep. So I like to denib, and then I'm using a Stoner's Terminator to prep the surface, clean the surface. And even then, and so then the first 2, 3, 4 applications, I'm using Brake Buster to clean. Not aggressively, just to surface clean it. And then I'm reapplying the dressing, OG tire dressing. And then, the sun will kind of eat through that, if your car's parked in the beating sun. I find that the tire dressing won't last as long, but it's still like a weekly thing, even when you build up a base, especially if you're driving, high miles, it may even be a multiple times a week. And so that's the disadvantage of tire dressing is it's a dressing and it doesn't last forever. It's not a coating where it lasts a long time. But I have it on, half a dozen PS4S tires and it works really well.
Got a super chat here from our buddy Martin, Alligator Window Tint, $4.99 US. I've been using a Music 7 for a sound bar since you got them. If you're not looking for an additional sub, this will suit you well. I've been very pleased. Yes, that's also something to consider.
I was using my Music 3 the other day in the kitchen, and then I used the Music 1 because I've been doing this 5 a.m. thing and trying to go to sleep at like 7 or 8 o'clock. And Michelle won't let me listen to anything at night, so she wasn't in there, and so I'm trying to go to sleep listening to Joe Rogan and somebody, Carrot Top, and trying to go to sleep.
It's quite a combo there. That's good. Let's see. Hey, Matt and Chris, this is from Jike182. Have you bottomed out on a quality LED bulb to replace incandescents in recessed fixtures?
Yes, that's the CR6T, which we will have in stock soon from Cree. It's a commercial retrofit type bulb. And 3,000 or 3,500K would be the way to go. The other thing that's coming would be a DRD series DMF, which they make a retrofit kit for as well, which I'm going to be figuring out. Which it's a gamble, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be the type of light that you'd want. A little more expensive, probably somewhere in the $50 to $100 range per light versus the Crees are $20 a piece. But right now, Cree's CR6T would be what you want for that.
Jake of All wants to know, how do you feel about the Pilot Super Sports?
Well, I mean, Pilot Super Sports have been replaced by Pilot Sport 4S's, so they're in a superior tire. I mean, the PSS's have always been a great tire and have lasted and have stood the test of time. They're good enough that they kept them in the line even when they made a replacement for them. I would always choose PS4S's if they have the proper size, but sometimes there's some deals on PSS's. But great tire, great in the rain, great in the dry, reasonably long-lasting. Really can't go wrong with them.
Stent Placer says, I just got an 83 LG C1. Mm-hmm. Was thinking about getting Jason to calibrate. Can you tell the difference after calibration?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's like $400. Get it done immediately. Definitely have Jason calibrate, especially if he's around here and you can have him do it. He's great.
Mike wants to know, cotton candy flavored suckers from Home Depot. Are they any good? And do you have a favorite?
They'll change your life. Yep, that's the best ones. Cotton candy is by far the favorite. The banana cream, whatever, is great. They're all great. Love them all. Haven't had one in about 15 days though. So
yeah, someone ordered them next door in the art building, like a big bag from Amazon. They were popular there for a little while. Mm-hmm. Brandon Bergeron says, add Transcendent to the next Maddieism shirt. I've heard it like 5 times already today. It's going on the next shirt. Good idea.
I stole that from my interior designer Laurel. So that's a Laurel word. You guys will get to know Laurel soon when you'll like her when we get into the house.
Yo Kenny R says, looking at doing my 1-car garage as a test before doing my parents' 2-car garage in late spring. How do you deal with cleaning Swiss tracks and deal with things that blow into the garage and bugs and such?
If you're talking about cleaning Swiss tracks, you take it out in the driveway, pop it loose, take it out in the driveway, spray some sort of all-purpose cleaner, some sort of floor cleaner on it or something like that. I use a broom, like a push broom, and agitate it, flip it over, agitate. Just don't scratch it up on the, when it's flipped over. And then, blow it off with a leaf blower and put it back in, and you would just sweep the floor. Otherwise, you just run a vacuum right on top of it and just suck the dirt and bugs right up through it.
Yeah, we just moved a bunch of Swiss tracks next door, and it's all kinds of stuff under there, but you can't see it. No matter how many times you tell people, they don't believe it. But I guess you got to see it. Peter says, forget the soundbar, get the Klipsch, the 5s, way better, and I love mine. A good amount of bass without the subwoofer, but you can still add one. Has a built-in crossover. All right, good suggestion. Zach wants to know, do you ever upgrade the stereos in your cars, or do you keep it OEM?
Sometimes, like the Civic I did, my blue GT3 I did, but I used to do it in every car. But we did it in the E36. So when that comes back, you'll see that stereo. So sometimes.
All right, Mr. Kennedy said, yesterday I had the opportunity to watch your home tour, and I have to ask, when it comes to kitchen countertops, which ones do you prefer, and which ones should I avoid?
I've had granite, I've had Corian, I've had laminate. We've all had that, I'm sure. And now I have, and have in the last 2 houses been quartz. As long as you're not super hard and going to chip the quartz is my favorite. I think it looks the best. I think it looks much more modern. It's not as porous as granite. And then the other thing that Laurel's trying to talk me into is quartzite, which is the real quartz, not the manufactured quartz. Quartzite, a lot of times you can when the sun shines on it, it's like iridescent. But quartzite, as you might imagine, is pretty pricey.
Tristan wants to know, he says he's looking to get IDA certified. Do you have any tips or tricks?
Yeah, you just take the test, and then
We have videos on that, actually, Tristan.
Yeah, watch the video that I made of me taking my test, and you'll kind of see the answers to everything. But it's if you've been detailing it should be the test. You should get through them all. There's a couple of weird of the interior tests about like satin stains versus the problem is they don't really provide a curriculum, so that's the hard part. But I think it's worthwhile.
Nick says, "Hey Matt, I'm looking to get some OG merchandise soon. Do the shirts and jackets run true to size, or should I size up or down?"
Shirts are true to size, maybe a little bit on the small, like a shade on the smaller side, because the cut and the armpit is different than like a normal traditional like Gildan t-shirt. The sweatshirts, which we don't have any, but those are like a size and a half big.
Yeah, they're big.
And then, which I still prefer those bigger. Like I'm XL in this shirt, but I also wear an XL. It's just really bulky and big, which is what I want. And we don't really have a jacket now, so I guess you'd call the zip-up hoodie a jacket.
K-Series Joe wants to know, has Matt ever run Toyo R888s? If so, does he have any feedback, negatives, or positives?
Yeah, one time. Freaking horrible. I don't know why anybody would run those. They're loud as crap, and they don't work very well in the rain, so I'm not a fan. Unless you have them on, like a set of track wheels or something you're trying to do half-mile events or something.
Zach Gilstrap wants to know, is there any chance Matt's going to come up to Wilmington to pick up the new Porsche when it arrives?
Yes, definitely coming up.
That's what we did last time, actually. There's videos on that as well.
This time, I have my trailer, so I'll probably just have Mike go get it.
Southern Motoring Solutions says, "Hey Matt, how much will I hate Swiss tracks for an office chair situation? Our office flooring is dead, and it's a leased building."
You won't. What I did around my desk was this Swiss Trax, the Rib Track Smooth, around my desk, which made it a little bit more palatable. The other thing you could do is just put a floor protector above it. You could get like one of those acrylic, or like I have the black one here, and just put it over top of it and work fine.
Let's see. Phil P. must be a Canadian here. He says, with the raffle for my future M3, is there anything Canadians need to know, or is it the same process?
Same process, and then you and I will have to figure out how to get it there. I have no idea. I'm just assuming we can. So I don't know if that means we just meet at in Michigan, and give you the keys or something. So we'll have to figure out. I mean, Canadians probably know more than I would know about how to do the the titling and all of that. But we'll figure it out. But
and it's open to all of Canada, or will be, except Quebec, right? That's
correct,
how it works.
Correct.
Yeah. So Jay Rose chimed in there. Canadians actually can win as long as they're not in Quebec, because they have different weird lottery
rules,
raffle rules.
This time also, we're going to have a raffle. You can just buy a raffle ticket. I hope lots of people buy raffle tickets. That way it's straight profit. So
Mike wants to know, hey, Matt, I was curious as to the lift in the arm building. How come some areas were covered in grout and some in cement? Is there a reason?
Grout. I guess he was talking about the non-shrinking grout or something like that. I just don't think. I think that's a lot more expensive. So I think the main pour is done with traditional, like marbled or graveled concrete, where the rebar section was. And then I think Mike bought the other stuff so it wouldn't shrink. It shrinks less than regular concrete would. But I think that's the reason why. If he's talking about tile, we needed to cover up the edges because they were cut. But I decided we were going to tile the whole basin. But I decided I wanted to see what it looked like without the tile. So that's why we just painted the bottom.
Jamon says, do you recommend PPF on the Model 3 Tesla front bumper? It seems to be a magnet to bugs and grime.
I mean, if you're going to do PPF, you got to do the whole front. And you might as well do the whole roof and the whole A-pillars and the whole mirrors. And then you might as well do the impact areas. The area that gets hit the most on a Model 3 is the area right around the rear door. It chips like crazy. But I'd also say it's a freaking Model 3. Who cares? Just let it get beat up and sell it. Anybody you sell it to is not going to know or care. So people spending, $7,500 to wrap a freaking $60,000 Model 3 doesn't make any sense to me. But hey, if you love your car, I guess why not? But Model 3s seem to be like the most popular wrapped and PPF'd cars on the planet, which is freaking stupid. It's a $60,000 car. You're gonna spend $10,000 on it, getting it all coated and prepared. It's 15% of the car. It makes no sense. And a car that the person you sell it to is not even gonna know any differently. You're gonna trade it into Tesla, and they don't know. They don't care. So I'd say bag it. You're gonna have that car for 2 years, and you're gonna punt it.
Got a super chat here from our buddy Yoshi, $9.99 US. I heard the yarn building has converted to running off of Chipotle only.
Oh yeah.
I bet it gets smelly over there after lunch. That is true, Yoshi. They had it again today, actually.
I didn't.
Yeah, they did.
So here's a question for the group, for the audience.
Okay.
What's the and you could answer this as well. What's the white trash 1 to 10 scale level of an air fryer?
Air fryer.
You know what an air fryer is?
Yeah.
I didn't. I don't know what that is. I heard that term a couple of times.
Yeah.
All I think about is Walmart. But then again, I have to admit that darn chicken that Michelle's friend, Wendy, a friend of OG, brought over her Walmart air fryer, and that thing made some darn crispy chicken in 15 minutes.
We have an air fryer, but I don't know that we ever actually use the air frying part of it because it's like the little oven that'll toast, air fryer. Everything.
I don't understand what that even means. What it there's so there's holes in the little thingy and it blows air through it. But why is it called frying?
Have a little basket.
Yeah.
I guess it's all the benefits of frying, but without the oil, maybe. I don't know.
So, but is this does Miele make an air fryer or Wolf? I don't think so.
I'll have to look and see.
Can I get like a German or like a Scandinavian made air fryer?
High-end air fryer. Wolf. There you go. My oven. Wait a minute. Let's see. Breville makes one. Wolf. However you want to say it. Let's see. Ooh, red knobs or black. You like that? $700.
Is that that's not an air fryer? That's just an oven.
Hold on. Why is it loading?
Yeah, that's not
Right, we'll
what
come
we're
back to
looking
that.
for.
Now we have votes coming in. What did you say on a scale of 1 to 10?
What's the white trashiness of an air fryer?
All right, 8, 4, 7. Manny chimes in. Manny says air fry is a cheap convection oven, plain and simple. Level 10, trashy. If you're just doing chicken fingers, looking at you, Jeff. Not douchey if you're doing things like Brussels sprouts,
Which I am not doing. That's gross.
It's a small convection oven. Breville makes an air fryer. Some high-quality ovens come with built-in air fry features, basically an oven. Lots of air fryer knowledge.
I
out
don't
there.
even know what that means. I'm going to do a little more research on how this
Right,
works.
there's
I got all this convection business in my fancy, M series. I don't know. The only time I ever use it burns everything. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I can't tell if that's...
Yeah,
it doesn't even...
that's
Where's
not an air
the...
fryer?
There's no product description here.
Yeah, is it only Hamilton Beach is the only company that makes air fryers?
And whoever made that microwave next door. That's it. Breville Oven Air Fryer Pro. Wolf countertop convection oven.
Yeah.
That's the fancy way of saying
Yeah, but these
it,
don't have the little douche basket you put in there. Yeah,
June Oven Premium.
That
There you
looks
go.
like wannabe. Yeah, that's
There you go.
serious white trash there. Yeah.
You can air fry, grill, stone fire, roast, dehydrate, convection bake, keep warm,
that's the
toast
that's
broil.
the Flexzilla of air fryers right there, dude.
You can dehydrate. You can make your own beef jerky though, and you can air fry. Wow. So I think we've used our air fryer a couple times to actually when it says to do air fry, and now what's the name of that? Pizza rolls.
I'm more disturbed that you think you have an air fryer, but you don't even know what it is.
I don't know why it's different or
why do you even have it? How is it taking up space if you don't even know what it is?
because we had a crappy old oven before and that replaced it, and it had the air fryer.
Like in the oven?
No.
No.
The little small oven that we do smaller stuff in.
Why don't you do all things in the big oven? What's
Because
the
it cooks
small
in
oven
half the
for?
time. It's amazing. You can do a hot pocket in 5 minutes if you want.
Because it heats up faster?
Yeah, it heats up faster and it's way smaller, so it gets hotter quicker.
So you have two ovens, but one's a white trash oven and one's a real oven.
Correct.
Why don't you just have one real oven? This doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know.
Well, I'm considering
Yeah.
getting a white trash oven.
Well, so now you want an air fryer.
I want the result of the air frying, but I don't want to have a douche oven on my countertop. I don't even know how it works.
All right, let's see. Let me go back to.
So somebody look up I have the M series double wolf oven. Cost me a frickin' fortune. Does that one air fry? Quote quote. Does convection, has all kinds of convection-y things.
I think that's the.
But what does that mean? Does that mean I need a douche basket to put in my air thing, and it just pees stuff all down I have to put a little drip plate underneath that? How does this work?
Ooh. So Southern Motoring Solutions says it makes those frozen TGI Friday wings extra crispy.
Gross. Oh. Yeah. Don't go to TGI Fridays ever. Gross.
He says his credit score went down just admitting that.
Chili's. Chili's, TGI Fridays. Applebee's. Oh.
Don't hate on those ovens, Matt. This is good stuff.
Stop going to those places, people. That's disgusting.
An air fryer is a man's dream come true. Dinner in less than 30 minutes. Get a dual microwave and convection oven.
I've got a $15,000 double monster that can't do what this Hamilton Beach from Walmart does.
Yeah, you paid all that money to not be able to. Let's see. No, we'll come back to that.
I would just think if air frying was a real thing, that I would have it already. It's only a real thing for certain, certain socioeconomic status or certain intelligence levels. I don't know. But everybody's telling me that all I hear is I keep hearing this air fry. I'm the only one that's not in on it. And I think I'm judging something incorrectly here. That's what I'm looking for people to set me straight.
Convection and air frying are essentially the same. It's an easy bake oven for adults. It's good. Philips makes a decent air fryer. We use it for a few things. Best thing I can say about them is they don't heat the whole house. Oh, man. This is good stuff. Chili's mushroom burger is the bomb. Ruby Tuesdays rocks.
Oh, Ruby Tuesdays. Oh my gosh, those are all. Why are there so many barf restaurants? Like, what in the world? Who goes to these things?
Matt, look at steam ovens that Miele makes.
Yeah.
Air fryer is just a marketing term. It's just a convection oven.
Got it.
There you go. Well, we learned a lot today. That's good. And you don't have one, so now you're gonna have to get one.
But again, I'm talking all this trash. That darn chicken was whipped up out of there and crispy in a few minutes. But I couldn't eat it all. I was a little slightly grossed out. I don't know why. Like I had this idea. I'm going to get like organic eggs. And so then you get the eggs from like the place and they put them in like the generic cartons and they're all different colors and there's dirt on some of them and stuff. And they're smaller. And then you crack it open and I'm ready to get, all organicked up. And then I'm just like gagging. I can't do it. I need it to be like come from Publix that's dyed brown. They're all equal and even in a nice shiny case. And so the air frying, I took this fancy, chicken that I had. So it was a combination of some fancy free range chicken from this fancy place up here. What's that place called? Earth Fare.
Yeah.
And so I got some. It probably cost me a fortune for this little chicken, and because I need more fat, I got chicken thighs, and that grosses me out to begin with. So I did air frying the chicken. What did I just call them? Thighs, boneless.
Okay.
And then I reheated them here, and I ate like 1.5, and I just started gagging. So I don't know if it was the air fryer that did it, if it was the fact that these are special free-range chicken and not all hopped up with goodness, with corn and antibiotics and all the crap they put in them or whatever. Apparently antibiotics are not really a thing. That's another marketing term that farmers don't really actually use them, or very rarely. So anyway, that's my air frying story.
All right, man. The chat has come alive here. This is good. Air fried zebra cakes. Binnigan's, shame on you, Neil. Binnigan's is the worst place.
That's out of business, isn't it?
Yeah, they went bankrupt.
Oh my gosh! TGI there was one down there by Kirkman, wasn't there?
There's one right at International Drive where that's bad.
Gross.
Let's see. This is good stuff. Chili's is great microwave drunk food that you don't have to microwave yourself. That's good. That's not chicken. That isn't dirt on those organic eggs. LOL. It's poop. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's why I don't hunt. I wouldn't be able to eat it. I'm just grossed out. Or like, at the fancy place, I bought some bison burger and some grass-fed burgers. Gross. I made them. I cooked up like 10 or 12 of them. Made them smash burgers. I ate one of them. It's just disgusting. Just absolutely disgusting. I need some corn raised delicious. I can't do it.
You got to go 80-20 on the 20% fat.
No. You got to go 70-30 if you want good burgers. Okay. That's what you got to do.
Neil White says Crystal is the best. Man, I miss Crystal.
I've never even eaten there.
Oh,
that's a southern thing.
Definitely. White Castle and other parts of the places. Oh, man. Good stuff. Lots of air frying talk. This is good. Air frying detail spray makes it 10 times better. There you go. Air fry removes the fat from my turkey legs. Good luck. All right. Let's see. Crown U2 says, just wondering if you're in the queue to get an item and it's still not delivered within the car giveaway time or the pressure washer giveaway time.
No.
Do you still get to keep the entry for your 2 giveaways?
What? You have to buy it in the time.
Right. If you still have it and it's not delivered yet, that's fine. As long as you buy it within the time frame. That's the key.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Somebody was asking me the other day, well, I have something on the list. If it's delivered in the time frame. No.
Yeah, it's got to be purchased during that time.
Yeah, that doesn't help me.
That's the time.
This isn't a real giveaway. This is me make money to help pay for the ridiculous purchases that I make. That's how this game is played.
We already kind of addressed this, but I wanted to bring this up because Alex TDC from Germany is checking in. He says, hey, Matt, congrats on the E92. What are the plans for the engine? Will you be maybe building a stroker motor? Really excited for the new build. Wishing you guys all the best for 2022. Greetings from Germany.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, I think I'll just leave the engine alone. You know, we'll do underdrive pulleys from Dynan, and I'll do the Eventury intake. We'll do the Alpine MSS tune. He has a great tune that works with the Air H headers and exhaust. And then I find the car to be fast enough. I really enjoy it. I drove my Le Mans this morning. I'm inclined to leave it alone. But who knows?
Stephen P. says, I have a leased car that I want to protect, but not interested in a ceramic coating. I'm thinking that a good wax coating should protect it for 3 to 4 months. Is there a significant difference between a paste wax and a quick spray wax?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when you're spraying on something onto the surface, you mean you're not getting as good of a sacrificial layer. You're getting spotty treatment, if you will. It's just chemically not the same as you doing the effort, putting the effort to put it on. So anytime you do a water delivered version of a sealant or a wax or even what they call a water delivered coating, it's just not the same. You're getting more water beading than you are protection. So you're always going to want to put something on that, requires you to layer it, if you will, or put it, or at least spread it out.
Morgan Butler wants to know, hey, Matt, do you have any updates on floor jacks?
Yeah, I got my AC hydraulic. I mean, it's great, but it's so big, heavy, bulky. It's nice that it has O-rings on the wheel, so it rolls real smoothly. But the handle's too short. It's made for someone who's like 5'5". It's kind of stupid. I know why they do that. They make the shorter handle so you can get between like probably bays, like if you're working in like a dealership or something like that, or a commercial shop. But I do have 2 or 3 pit bosses coming that are gonna make you crap a brick. They're really gonna be $2,000-3,000 for those suckers. But I've got those coming as well to test out.
Azure Blue Mock says, I'm not seeing the battery-operated sprayer and bottle that Matt used in his last Wash and Talk. Is it not available yet?
It's not. I'm not sure yet about it.
Let's see. Art Cunningham on Facebook wants to know, any word on the timing of the new DI system in the works, and what features make it compelling or value-added versus the competition? Thanks.
Well, I don't know what it's going to be yet. I know what I want it to look like to some extent. We just had a meeting, me, Tommy, Mike, and Joe. We're sort of the design team, if you will, and the product development team we're building. I don't know. We're in the discovery phase of figuring out what's available inside of that world. We talked about square tanks. We talked about making like stainless shroud. We talked about serviceability. I do have some prototypes for some companies that send me some ideas. So I've got some work to do on it. We're gonna meet once a week and sort of work on a design. And I would guess this is going to take us a while to get to, but something that can pass at least 4 gallons a minute. And then something that has capacity of at least 4,000 gallons of water capacity versus, CR is only 300 gallons. Can only pass a smaller amount. Where it's wall mountable and portable, where we have various versions of it, where you have some big ones that'll treat a lot more water. And so we're working on what the possibilities could be. But it'll be so much different than anything else that's available because I don't give a crap what it costs. I just want it to be awesome. And then we'll figure out what it costs after we're done.
Champagne Sugar, our friend on Instagram, says, Happy New Year's, gentlemen. Matt, is CSL and Exo still the coating of choice for PPF cars, debating between the full car or just the front end?
I don't know. I haven't figured this out. I know it just depends on the coating. I mean, you're probably better off contacting some PPF guys or some detailers that deal with a lot of PPF, like Billy at Presidential. I know he does a lot of CSU, Crystal Serum Ultra, on PPF, but we put Halo on some XPEL stuff, and the guys were telling me it doesn't last more than a couple of months, if that, a couple of weeks. So it just depends on the PPF, on it, and if the product's been tested on it. So I don't know. I'm not really sure. We're going to put Fusion, which is XPEL's version, so we'll know what that'll work on the E92, on the Interlagos car.
Luke Anders on Instagram says, Hey, just finished a tour and in-person pickup. Thanks to Tommy and Manny. You guys have a great crew. Thanks, Luke. Yeah, he was here earlier, picked up some stuff in person.
Oh, that was when I was shooting a video?
Mm-hmm. All right, E-Pity says, I'm looking to add lighting to my garage. I have 2 sections in my garage, 20 by 20 and 11 by 13. Both have 9.5-foot ceilings.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want 6 bulb or 4 bulb, and how many do I need?
I think I would want 4 bulb at 9.5 feet, and I would want a few more of them. So the bigger section, I'd want 6 fixtures, and the smaller section, I'd want 3. Spread out symmetrically, and that should cover it.
Max Stewart says, loving all the audio content. When listening to music or watching YouTube or any other 2-channel stereo source material on a surround system, what surround mode do you use on your receivers? I find anything other than 2-channel direct mode through only the left and right speakers usually sounds goofy.
Yeah, same here. I don't like any of that processing, even like DTS Nero or whatever Dolby. I forget what Dolby's version is, but I don't, and Yamahas, and they have all these weird modes and stuff. I'd like the same thing. I'm either going to listen to 7-channel stereo or 2-channel stereo, and that's it. So I don't like it processed if I can help it.
All right, let's see. Oh, lots of Jack chat now here. Connect. There we go. I have audio.
Hold on.
All right.
Yeah, that Thunderbolt connection is loose. I don't know if it's going to come back. Nope. Shoot. We'll just wrap it up.
Airfire blew a fuse. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Keep chatting. Mike is en route. Here's Mama.
Once the cam link gets disconnected, I don't think it can.
Retaliation from Chili's. Wi-Fi.
Just tell them we're done.
All right.
I quit.
You hear it in the background. Matt says he's done. He's got to get to his Chipotle lunch. Yep. This is revenge on many levels from everything he spoke of poorly today. So
I got the meat sweats. That's the problem.
we will see you all next week, the 14th of January.